Listen, Julian. Mahomes and Kelsey are on their bye week. which should automatically.
That was so good. That was so on point. That was so.
Welcome back to the Flex League, the only fantasy football league whose commissioner still goes trick-or-treating. My name's Todd Schaefer, and running backs have gone absolutely fucking wild. Let's go team by team. In the darkest not surprise of the 2022 season, Rashad Penny has had an injury ruin an otherwise strong season. What makes it worse for him is that rookie replacement Kenneth Walker III has turned in legitimately great performances since Penny went down. What does this mean for his season, guys?
I genuinely think Kenneth Walker has borderline RB1 value. If you look at the way that Pete Carroll likes to run his offense, he is doing what everyone thought Rashad Penny was going to do.
Nah, I definitely could co-sign on that. I think the type of value that he shows back in Michigan State was like, damn, you probably could have been like as high as a second-round pick if the right team would have picked you up, and he probably could have been a starting running back on a lot of these other teams in the league right now.
RB1, huh? What does this mean for what's already a surprisingly good Seahawks offense?
Yeah, Kenneth Walker has popped off, especially like you said, Julian, in the Seahawks offense. Nobody predicted Geno Smith was going to do this. So now the value that adds to their run game, where Geno Smith is actually dangerous in the passing game, that's going to open up tons of running lanes for Kenneth Walker.
I mean, genuinely, I'm kind of excited for seeing what Kenneth Walker does for Tyler Lockett now, Jerry. You got to be pretty pumped, man.
Everything should start opening up, like AJ just mentioned. Especially, It's not Geno Smith, it's Geno Wilson. Okay, that's the running joke. It's definitely Geno Wilson. But
petition to get that man his own Subway sandwich.
Please, anything to get Russ's sandwich off the menu.
Got to be careful. It's spicy.
It's spicy.
It's spicy.
Great stuff, guys. Love the insight. Keeping it going with another running back popping off for our eyes, Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars is popping off in a big way. Currently sitting at a top 20 running back after last week's performances, what can we expect from him as the season goes on?
I've already made Kendall an offer.
Well, listen, Julian, good luck with that, because I made Kendall an offer. Dude denied that the next morning. So this guy's not playing around, I guess.
Moving quick, boys. So do you think he's more like Kenneth Walker in Seattle as a borderline RB1 this year?
Not yet. No. I mean, I don't think we've seen Jacksonville's run game really as well established like Seattle's, you know?
Now, things have changed. This past week, Travis Etienne had 14 carries, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown, and James Robinson didn't get a single carry this game.
Their offense isn't that great. It's not like he's opening up their entire offense to be able to play through. I don't think he's a league winner. I think he's a solid flex option, but I wouldn't say he's a league winner. Interesting
takes. Dante, we should definitely touch base with your running backs and see what you're going for. Specifically, you're officially on the wrong side of the New England backfield split. Is Damian Harris washed, or did Ramondre steal his job?
Well, I think the thing with, Ramondre Stevenson's the better running back, I think. I think it's pretty, telling at this point that he's a better running back, but how New England is they love working their duo running back.
What are your thoughts on this past week? All you needed was 2 points to win your matchup with Julian, and what did you do with Damian?
What should I do with Damian Harris? Tie him to a rock and then send him to the sun.
I feel like I need to ask that question to Dalton as well. Dalton, what? Can I turn?
Strong emotions. We'll address that later, but tough loss for you two.
What do you expect, bro? I needed 3 points from this guy. I needed just a handful of points. All this mother gives me is 2 points. All right? Just 2 points. I know I had guys on the bye. I know I had Dalvin Cook on the bye.
All right, we'll come back to Dante. It looks like we have some issues to work through. Let's open up the floor with some more good news from AJ. Dante, I hope you're listening.
You know what time it is. It's AJ here with some more good news from fantasy and football to let you know how good you have it in fantasy football. Josh Jacobs with the Las Vegas Raiders has been balling out. He has the 3rd most rushing yards in the league. And from a fantasy football perspective, he's top 5, top 10 for the rest of the year. Don't even think about trading that man. Juju Smith-Schuster has been absolutely clutch for the Kansas City Chiefs. 20-plus fantasy points in back-to-back games. Where is Tyreek Hill? Nobody knows and nobody cares. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are balling, and Juju's becoming their new number 1. Finally, Justin Fields. Are the Bears legit, Are they just a storyline? We will find out because Justin Fields posted a 20-plus fantasy point game. Maybe you put him in your lineup. Maybe you put him on your bench. But Justin Fields is worth a second look, and so are the Chicago Bears. That's more of the good news. Stay tuned next week.
Thank you for the breather, AJ. Looks like Dante's out for a bit, but in the meantime, let's go over everyone else's take on what to do with Damian Harris's disappointing season.
Dante, it's okay. I think Dalton's just trying to shift the blame because he confidently said last week that Ramondre Stevenson would be the second running back in the Patriots backfield. So I think he's just trying to shift the blame to you and say, hey, don't let Damian Harris out.
Look, I thought Stevenson just had one good week because Harris was out.
I think Damian Harris is like a fantasy RB2 if he's the clear starter on a team.
Look, if I'm a fantasy owner of Damian Harris, I'm selling as fast as possible for anything you can get because the Patriots just moved him to the second running back on the depth chart. So Stevenson has now become the number one.
Yep.
So if you have time...
What can I get from you?
He's just not a pass catcher. So that kind of deflates his value. But if he's a starter, the clear starter, as he demonstrated last year, that's fine.
If you took like Damian Harris and a solid wide receiver too, you could probably go get somebody like Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, I don't see that as out of the question.
Good insight, boys. We'll check back with Dante after his tough loss, but it looks like he's calmed down just enough for us to get to the real reason why you guys watch this show. Let's spin that punishment wheel.
There is a world where I picked Dante's punishment, and I really want to live in that world.
This is the winner.
Yep.
As long as it's not Julian, man.
Come on.
I'm a happy man.
Come on.
No, it's happening. It's happening. No, it's happening.
How does this happen?
Every
The wheel's
time Julian's there.
broken. The wheel is broken.
Pandemonium in the war room as Julian of Lisa Wilson's friends wins again. Not looking too good for Dante here.
Oh my god, I was so
How does
nervous.
Julian keep getting hit?
Dante dodging a bullet with Michael Corvo drawing the short straw again. We're really worried for him. Julian likes to put his losers through absolute hell and put Corvo through hell himself a few weeks back. Let's see what this week's punishment is going to be.
Michael's punishment isn't an actual punishment. I'm just welcoming him into the New York Football Giants family from whatever hellhole he was living in as a fan of the Jets. So what I did, I sent him some gifts, some New York Giants gear, and all that I'm asking in return is that he declare on Instagram, on his story, on Twitter, that he's a fan of a new football team and that the Jets suck. All that I'm asking for is the truth. So, welcome to Big Blue Michael Corvo, and God rest Chad Powers. Think fast, run fast.
So instead of spicy food, it's going to be humiliation for a lifelong Jets fan. This man needs to be stopped. We'll check back with the footage from Michael in a little bit, but let's get back to some football. Christian McCaffrey is going to San Francisco in what will definitely be one of the season's historic blockbuster deals. What does that mean for you, Julian? Worried that he'll have to share the ball with all of the Niners' weapons?
Christian McCaffrey was untouchable before. He's hella untouchable now. He gets to upgrade from the Panthers to a Kyle Shanahan offense to a check down quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo. If I y'all ain't touching Christian McCaffrey right now.
Honestly, if you're in any other league, like obviously Julian's high on McCaffrey, but McCaffrey's seeing a down amount of touches. He's not going to see as many plays. He's going to see Debo taking a lot of the runs, the checkdowns. I mean, McCaffrey is definitely an upgrade for the Niners, but in fantasy, I would be worried. His production will decline.
The reason why they're running Debo ragged is because they couldn't figure out who their running back was for 2 years running. And this is exactly what Debo wanted with like all this contract talk, like extension stuff. He wanted to be used as a more traditional wideout. And they get Christian McCaffrey. The floor of Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers is a completely neutral deal. Where, yes, he might get less touches, might get less snaps, but he's in a way better offense. With the potential going way high because he's going to a much better offense. So, neutral to positive for me. Like, I'm not really seeing a downside. Plus, my running back room,
No, your running back room is nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, McCaffrey owners don't expect the major like spikes in points. is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pretty smooth insight. And it looks like Dante is reasonably calmed down, so let's see if we can go to our sideline reporter, Brianna, to see if there's any reflection on what happened this past week.
Thank you, Todd. Dante, you had a golden opportunity to take Julian down. Jalen Hurts was on bye. CMC was adjusting to a new offense, and Juju Smith-Schuster had a huge week. So how do you feel about your team not quite getting the job done?
Let's talk about something else. I'm upset that you even brought that up, Dante, because I was going to be super calm this episode. I wasn't going to raise my blood pressure. I was going
Look,
to say
Damon Harris lost you this week, if we're being honest.
I fucking know, Dalton. I fucking know. Like, I know that. Like, you don't have to remind me. Like, I know.
No, Dante, it's okay.
I know.
Dante, it's okay.
No. Hold on. Real quick. Can I say something really quick? I lost 2 leagues because of Damian Harris this week.
All right, it looks like the other owners have you on edge, Dante. So let's move on to another disappointing performance on your team. Is there anything you want to say about Mark Andrews?
Who?
Mark Andrews shit the bed.
I know. Where was he? What the fuck happened to him?
He got hurt.
I know he was hurt, but like, why even play? Tell me. Listen, he basically gave me nothing. If you're not going to produce, if you're just sit out. Don't play. Don't fucking play. I could have picked up a backup tight end that probably would have given me more points than what Mark Andrews gave me.
His highlight was literally in the Wildcat.
He did have one highlight despite the injury.
He has highlights? There's a highlight? I didn't see him once on the field. I didn't fucking see him once. I was out there. I'm sitting on my couch with my fucking binoculars looking for Mark Henry. Mark Andrews. I couldn't fucking find him.
He was a Wildcat QB.
Mark Henry.
No, Dante, it's okay. Dante, it's
the world's strongest man.
Hey, think about it. Anybody gets one more reception, that's a W for you. That's crazy.
What is this with moral victories?
I didn't even look at it. No. Dude, I don't feel like a win. I didn't win shit. I just got out of a 12-round fucking boxing match with Floyd Mayweather and got my ass kicked. Are you kidding? I didn't even lose by a point. I would rather get blown out by 50 than lose by 0.88.
Well, Todd, as you can see, it does seem like Dante is stinging from the loss.
Good eye, Brianna. Let's try to give him another break before moving on. We do have another week of Julian's court-mandated fantasy football therapy advice for suffering managers like Dante. We'll be back with that after Corvo's punishment and a look at our next matchups of the week.
Namaste, my children. Welcome back to Juju's Fantasy Corner, a safe place where I, Juju, can help you unfuck up your fantasy football season. Let's talk some underrated mid-season waiver wire ads. It looks like the New York Giants have a new wide receiver number 1, and his name is Wan'Dale Robinson. With Kadarius Toney gone, there's no doubt that Wan'Dale is New York's most talented receiver and is already a target hog for Daniel Jones. Going to Tampa now, Rachaad White is not just an elite handcuff for Leonard Fournette. He's been slowly eating into Leonard Fournette's carries and actually outgained him on the ground this past week. Finally, Nico Collins of the Houston Texans. If you thought Brandon Cooks was the only viable game in town, you're fucking wrong. Pay attention. And he might get traded soon. If any of these 3 players are in your waiver wire right now, go add them. Namaste.
As always, great stuff from the worst fantasy therapist in the game. I'm receiving word that Dante's blood pressure is in the red, so let's get an eye on Corvo's fantasy football punishment and how life is going for the newest fan of the New York Giants.
This is painful for me to admit as a longtime Jets fan, but I think I have to say it. The Giants are New York's best football team. And Eli Manning is better than Joe Namath.
Welcome to the Big Blue, Michael, and shout out to Chad Powers. Finally, we do have a couple big matchups slated. Brianna, has Dante calmed down over there?
It does look like he's back and ready to go. So Dante, you're sitting at 1-1. After taking over as the owner of Team Wise Guys, looking ahead, what's the strategy?
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I changed my team name this morning because we have a new attitude after this.
Yeah, you're riding, huh? You're riding.
We are now Dangerous. And you'll be seeing a lot of changes from us because that is exactly what we're going to be moving forward. We're going to be dangerous.
Well, good luck to Team Danger Russ. Now on to the heels of your matchup with Julian. Now you do have another one with Tomer and Team Digsit. He's also pretty vulnerable with a lot of his starters on bye week, including this 3 Chargers players and CEH. Any thoughts?
I was going to make a joke about how, like, the entire state of California is on a bye, but he also has Darrell Henderson on the Rams, Brandon Ayuk on the Niners, George Kittle and the Rams D playing this week. So obviously he has plenty of players from California playing, so he meets the criteria there.
Even with that, though, you must feel pretty confident.
What does piss me off, though, is that he has 6 people on bye this week, and he has no quarterback in the lineup right now, and I'm only projected to win by 12. So that means when he does put a quarterback in, he will be projected to win, which I think is bullshit, because I don't have anyone on bye this week except for Juju. So it's kind of like, you know, that's kind of like ESPN telling me to go fuck myself.
So ESPN's not treating you well?
Like, I got all I can. Like, it's not that I'm missing anyone, no one's hurt. Like, I got all my pieces here. And this guy's missing 6 fucking dudes, and I'm still projected to lose. Like, that, I mean, come on. I mean, like, show me some respect.
Okay, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Dante sounds like he needs a session with our fantasy therapist, Todd.
Thank you, Brianna. And speaking of which, we do have one more big matchup from the therapist himself and AJ, especially coming off a recent blockbuster trade.
Oh, that's right. Todd and I have both of them on the line. Julian, are you feeling threatened at all by AJ?
It was when Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert were subbed out for Derek Carr and Robert Tunyon. And now I get to face AJ when the Chiefs are on bye? I don't...
Now, AJ, he does have a point, as you will be missing Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. What's your strategy going into this week?
Mahomes and Kelce are on their bye week.
That was so good. That was so on point. That was so on point.
I'm not even gonna go on.
That was so good. That was so good. Oh, I'm crying. I'm actually crying. Oh my god.
Good.
So now I'm opening it up. Does anyone have any words for AJ?
Julian.
No, he is not going to be fine. Julian is the...
Go ahead, Julian. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, video editor. Just cut all this out or keep it in, whatever you want to do. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I'm sweating right now.
Okay, Todd, we're losing control of the war room here, so let's see if we can get any more words from Julian on the matchup. Julian?
I'm really sorry about DK Metcalf.
I'm sorry. I'm looking away. I can't.
This asshole needs to be stopped. The Flex League will be back next week.